Hi everyone! Today we're going to be solving questions involving operations with rational numbers. And the rational numbers, just so we can remember, are decimal numbers, fractions, and those fractions and decimals can be positive or negative. Please read the question with me. A submarine dives into the ocean. The submarine submerges negative 4.25 meters below sea level per minute. What depth is reached after 7.4 minutes? And today we're going to be using this problem solving strategy that we have on the left side. Although in math, one of the beauties of math is that we can use many different ways to get to the right answer. Today we're going to focus on this one that we have. So the way we're going to do it is we're going to analyze each of the sentences, and whenever we find a number, we highlight that number. So on the first sentence, we have a submarine dives into the ocean. I don't see any number yet. Then I go to the second sentence. The submarine submerges negative 4.25 meters, that is below sea level. And that happens per minute. Now, can you help me and tell me what number per minute means? And you are right. Per minute means in 1 minute. And I'm going to highlight that in blue because this information here, it is the same as this one on top of it. And I'm going to go to the next sentence. And the next sentence is what depth is reached after 7.4 minutes. And I found another number. I'm going to highlight that one right there. So far, I completed the circle or underline section. In this problem solving guideline, the next step will be box. And box refers to box the question. So what depth is reached after 7.4 minutes? And usually we can find the question whenever we see the question mark, most of the times or many times. And so right now I completed the step box. I already put this label here that says elaborate, and the elaborate step wants for us to understand really what's going on with this situation and with any situation. And on that part, it's always very, very useful to have a picture or diagram of the situation because that's when we really understand. Another way to have a good elaborate section is by having a table, a diagram, or an equation, anything that really helps us to understand the question. In this case, I chose to make a diagram and or picture. You may call this a picture. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna say on this question they said is going below sea level. So I need to identify first what sea level is. And sea level is used to differentiate between positives and negative numbers. So what do you think is gonna happen when we go from sea level? So I'm going to label my sea level first. This is going to be my sea level. And what do you think is going to be the sign of the numbers when we go from sea level and higher? And you're totally right, the numbers will be positive. And what about if we go from sea level down? That's going to be negative. Awesome. And sea level, if that's the one that separates positives from negatives, what value do you think is neither positive or negative? And you are totally right, that would be 0. And in this case, the depth is going to be reached in meters, so I'm going to say this is going to be 0 meters for sea level. Great. Another thing that we know is the number that I put in green, it says that the question is the depth, they want to find out the depth in 7.4 minutes. So I'm going to try to represent 7.4 minutes in this section from 0 down. And an easy way to do that is to fit in this section the next whole number after 7.4. What's the next number? The next whole number after 7.4. And you're right, that number, that will be an 8. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to fit 8 sections in here. So since 8 is an even number, I'm going to cut this into 2 sections. So I'm gonna try to fit 4 sections here and 4 sections here. The total will be 8 sections, and that will give me room to fit this 7.4 minutes right here. Okay, so I'm gonna fit 4 here so far. I have 2. Now I'm gonna make this into 2 sections and 2 sections here. Now the same thing, I'm gonna try to fit 4 in here. So I'm gonna do 2 sections, 2 sections, and 2 sections. Great. The other thing that we're gonna try to fit, we said, is the 7.4 minutes, and I put it in green, so I'm gonna write this in green. And so far here, this is gonna be 0 minutes. So here that will be what? 1 minute, correct. So here will be 2 minutes. Can you please help me to count? Thank you. 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, and 8 minutes. Awesome. But the number that we're looking for is 7.4. So this line here, I think, will represent 7.5. And since we want 7.4, will that be before 7.5 or after 7.5? And you're right, that's gonna be before 7.5. So slightly before 7.5. And this is gonna be the number that we're looking for, 7.4 minutes. Okay, great. The other thing that we need to understand is what's happening every minute. Like we highlighted that here in blue. And this blue comes from this orange number that it's saying that the submarine is going down, because that's what submerges means, negative 4.25 meters. So when I go from 0 to 1, that represents exactly negative 4.25. Is that gonna happen again? Yes. And you see how I have this orange arrow is because it matches with this number right here. So this is what I'm doing. And then it's gonna happen again, and it's gonna happen one more time. It's gonna happen one more time, and not a complete negative 4.25. This is gonna be a section. You can see that it's a small piece. But anyway, now I'm gonna try to come out with a math sentence. And what I notice here is that the number negative 4.25 is being repeated. I'm going to use the multiplication dot. And it's being repeated how many times? Yes, you're right. It's being repeated 7.4 times. So I'm going to put 7.4. And this 7.4 is the minutes. And this negative 4.25 is the meters. Right. And I'm gonna highlight this in orange because this is the one, so I can see that I got this number from this section in the paragraph, and the 7.4 in green because I got it from the green section in the paragraph. Awesome. So far, guys, we completed the elaborate section. Our last step is solving. So it reads solve. And I already put this label on the right side, so we're gonna do the operation now. And the operation we have to do is negative 4.25 times 7.4. I like to always fix my factor with more digits on the top because then it's easier to multiply. And I'm gonna multiply by 7.4. Please multiply with me. 4 times 5, 20, 0 and we carry 2. 4 times 2, 8, plus 2, 10, 0 and we carry 1. 4 times 4, 16, plus 1, 17. Awesome. Now we already multiplied one of the digits, so we have to skip this place value, and this is our placeholder. Now we're gonna multiply the 7. 7 times 5, 35. 5 and we carry 3. 7 times 2, 14, plus 3, 17. 7 and we carry 1. 7 times 4, 28, plus 1, 29. And we're going to be adding this. 0 plus nothing, 0. 0 plus 5, 5. 7 plus 7, 14. 4 and we carry 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 9, 11. 1 and we carry 1. 1 plus 2, that's 3. My next step will be to check how many decimals I have in each factor. And on this one we have 1 and 2. Here I have 1. So in total we're going to have 3, correct? That will be 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to rewrite my answer, and my answer really is 31. I bring down the decimal point, and 45 tenths. Because I have a 0 at the end, there's no need to bring it down. We don't have to rewrite it because it's at the end anyway. And the last thing that I'm going to look at is the sign. When I multiply a negative times a positive, guys, my answer is awesome. It is negative. I'm gonna identify my answer, and just to make sense of the number, looks like we solved the problem, but I always like to go back to my picture and say, I went below sea level, I look at the negative sign that right here, and it does match with the sign that I got in my answer, so my answer sounds totally reasonable. And if I'm gonna answer a multiple choice question like the STAR test, I'm gonna say my answer should be B, right here. Awesome, guys, you got it correct.
Yay!